Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We're now into our second session. I hope you all had a good break and hope you all had a nice coffee or tea or biscuits or something nice. I'd like to welcome into our second session Armin Hoff. So Armin looks after the partner management, channel management for Hexagon and EMEA, and delighted to have Armin again, a good supporter of ourselves over the years with us this morning. The second session this morning is going to be, Armin's going to talk about some of the successes that Hexagon have had during the COVID. Then I'm going to talk about land and property services and the photogrammetry solution. Then Garrett will talk about the latest updates in our asset register, which is based on Map Enterprise. And then we'll finish with some predictive analytics and how Map Enterprise, again, from that, building on from the monitoring kind of conversations that Marcus discussed in the first session, we'll explain that. So good morning, Armin. How are you?
I'm good, Kieran. Thanks for the opportunity to be here.
That's great. You're welcome. Yeah. Oh, just so we know the geographic location you're in.
Yeah, so my office officially is located close to Munich, but as many of us, I'm working from home these days, and that's close to the Austrian border, quite south, 80 kilometers south of Munich. So yeah, this is where I speak from today, and I'm happy to be here.
Very good. So you and Marcus aren't too far from each other, really, even though it's Austria and Germany. Yeah. Okay. So Armin, we'll keep the time as we've been doing so far. I'll hand over to you and let you present.
Okay. Thank you, Kieran. So I'm planning to talk a little bit about the situation, so the COVID-based economical situation Hexagon is faced with. And let me quickly have a look at the overall Hexagon numbers and where Hexagon as a global company is, or how Hexagon is affected by COVID-19. In general, I think we have a very good economical situation in 2020, even though we have this headwind from all the COVID-based impacts. But if you look at our Hexagon interim report for the third quarter last year, side remark, the annual report, the full annual report is not yet available, but will be soon. You will find it on our investor relation webpage. But if you look at the latest available numbers, we can see that we had the best third quarter in earnings and margins ever. Even though it's of course the whole business is heavily impacted by currency headwinds, all the currency exchange variations we have been faced with during the last year, and also based on the information I got before we now have this final report for the full year. I think it was, despite the COVID situation, you could say a successful year for Hexagon. So this is based, of course, not only on the facts that we are in different industries than, for example, companies like owners, shop owners, like restaurant owners are. So we are in a completely different economical situation. But what I can say, we had a strong, and this is also part of the Q3 report, we had a strong development in the geospatial segment, especially if you look at whole Hexagon. Again, the link is added here for those who are interested in looking into more details. You can see that PDF for this report, or find that report on our webpage. But not only the numbers are let's say positive for us, we did also provide some dashboards like other geospatial companies did. So in this case, that's a Map Enterprise based visualization of the coronavirus in, I think this goes until end of March last year. So in the very beginning, when the first wave started to appear, you can see that in the small chart at the bottom, or country by country, either Hexagon itself or partners of Hexagon, like in this case in the Netherlands, our partner EMEA created a COVID dashboard also based on Map Enterprise to visualize the evolution or the development of the COVID spread in the different countries. So of course that's a natural thing. It's all geospatial, geo-based data, and we have the tools to visualize it. So of course we did it in that matter. But we also supported authorities and citizens during that crisis. And for example, this nice mobile alert-based dashboard has been developed to give citizens the possibility to send notifications or to notify the authorities about specific situations like crowded places or availability of COVID-related materials that are available to citizens. So all that helps the people to in their daily life affected by COVID. So this has been provided by our colleagues in Poland. So it's an application that is available for free for the citizens, and they can enter data, can take pictures, again connected with the position, of course, and the authorities in the backbone of that system can have access to all these informations and can also make some analysis over the incoming data from the public. So this is a tool for crowdsourcing, but COVID related, of course. Then the next example comes from Portugal. So it's a city of Almada. It's a city close to Lisbon. And they have used our Map Enterprise platform before COVID. They extended it or used it to provide information to citizens about the location of stores that are open, what products are available, or if something is out of stock, to help the citizens to do a more efficient shopping, especially COVID related. And you remember there's a lot of stories, especially from the beginning of the first wave. The Germans, maybe I shouldn't say that, but it went through the media as well. The Germans were focused on buying toilet paper. The French guys bought red wine, and so you can see different demands in different countries. And this comes from Portugal, and maybe the offerings you can see here, or the products the citizens have been informed about are just based on the local demands and on the local needs. Again, together with Map Enterprise or using Map Enterprise, this customer could provide more information to citizens to better survive or to better live in the daily business in the COVID first wave. And then, of course, I think for all of us, the typical working day changed a little bit. For those of us who have small children, maybe the typical working day looked like that. So you've been sitting at a desk, and your small children beside you. You have to manage somehow to bring business and work together with your private life, or you have two children sitting aside of you, listening to teachers online. So everything had to be managed. But on the other hand, our customers had to do their work, to do their daily business and work, and their employees typically worked from home due to the COVID situation, and so this became more or less the new normal. So early March 2020, Hexagon decided to provide free temporary home office licenses, so-called home office licenses, and this helped a lot of our customers to survive this challenge and to manage this challenge, to have people in the home office having, for example, notebooks, could use private notebooks, could use web-based conferencing tools to communicate with colleagues, but they didn't have the tools to for example, do their geospatial analysis of if this has been part of their daily work. And we tried to support customers by just providing the free temporary licenses. Now, as this is becoming, as I said, the new normal, Of course, we are open for a general home office license campaign. Just talk to Kieran and team, to your representatives from IMGS. If you think that this will remain even after COVID, this situation, and you have a special demand to cover that need or to cover these licenses, then just talk to us, and we will find a solution for that as well. And as mentioned in the title, our customers didn't stop working. So I'm really impressed how many projects we could follow up with our customers, even though we had this COVID-based limitations. And let me just pick a few of them and mention what we did in 2020 together with our customers. And the first one here is across the ocean. So on the other side of the pond, we have the NGA, so US defense customer, who contracted us with a multi-million-dollar deal just using GeoMedia to provide GeoMedia and some extensions, I must say, to provide information, field-relevant information to the teams out in the field. And one of the main criteria was really the reliability, so the stability of the product, the performance, and the interoperability of the end result with existing systems. So they didn't stop working. We've been awarded mid of 2020, and we are in the middle of the project phase with that really important customer. The next one is also a very interesting one. There is the Federal Office of Cartography and Geodesy in Germany contracted Hexagon with the provision of a countrywide digital surface model. So this is related to our Hexagon content group, and they are fusioning data from the Federal Agency for Technical Relief, as well as from the Federal Office of Geography and Geodesy, and make that available to across the different 16 state borders we have in Germany, to different authorities in the, let's say, in the security area, so disaster and security area in Germany. So that's also a very important step. Normally, you would think this authority would have access to these data with their own resources, but it's a cooperation project between Hexagon and this authority. Also a very important one. This shows that even larger federal authorities are still able to run these projects, even though there's these ongoing limitations with COVID. And we have another one in Canada. So the Department of National Defense started a project, again, built on Map Enterprise, leveraging our Luciad Fusion products as well, and Exalt. For those of you who haven't heard about Exalt, it's an initiative on between the divisions or across the different Hexagon divisions to connect to real-time sensors in the field. And they have merged all these technologies, fusioned the data, and made data from the sensor interfaces available in a 3D visualization through Map Enterprise to their customers. Also, of course, this one is defense focused, but there's also models or projects you could use the technology for in non-defense areas. And non-defense, that's for example here our customer in Estonia. So Estonian Railway is using again a Map Enterprise based system for the company-wide management of infrastructure data or administration of these data, and also improve the efficiency of railway infrastructure processes here. Again, using the well-known Map Enterprise technology. And then away from infrastructure and defense projects to statewide governmental projects in the area of national heritage. So this is based in Poland, and this state agency is also, or one of their tasks or jobs is to provide information, to disseminate information on national heritage, cultural heritage information. And I know you have similar, or not similar, but in the focus is similar in a project in Dublin. So I learned about that in your last conference last year. So this project is also related to the same topic. And again, our customers using the different components of the whole power portfolio, and yeah, added some extensions within this project to the existing solution. Then step back to Germany here again. That's one of our main customers here in Germany is German Rail. So one of the largest rail infrastructure providers in the world, or especially in Europe, and they are using GeoMedia, not only GeoMedia, but in a very important project using GeoMedia for a GIS management as a GIS management platform. They have an add-on on top of that to make it a enterprise-wide GIS for German Rail. And if you look what they also could do with relevant technologies from Hexagon Geospatial in the network area, here's another project from UK. Network Rail is using artificial intelligence to automatically identify bridges, tunnels, and other infrastructure objects, and also be able to measure inside these data. So you can start from your standard, for example, map enterprise-based infrastructure visualization, and jump into this AI-based tool to analyze and measure your data in detail in the field. And the next example here is that's a small movie, and I hope it's working now. If I start it, yeah, it should work. So that's the well-known Map Enterprise user interface, and if you click on the right side on this small button, you jump immediately, in this case, into a LiDAR data source visualization. So this is two LiDAR data sources combined into one. So we have railway information, we have street information, and you can immediately use all these LiDAR information by or provided or visualized with the tools included in Map Enterprise. You can also measure here within the LiDAR data. That's one of the huge benefits. So you can not only visualize, but you can also, if you for example are being asked about the distance between bridge and street, you can immediately measure here in the this visualization. So again, combining different technologies, and that's the last example I would like to present is one of the examples here is the port of Tallinn, a huge port in Estonia, and they are using not only Map Enterprise but also GeoMedia and GeoMedia Web Map to manage and also infrastructure assets like utility networks, and also to improve processes. So the workflow component is also very useful here in this project. Again, all based on standard products. Customers, due to COVID, continue to run their projects. We've been able to help them even in remote sessions. That's one of the advantages if you act as an IT company. I don't say it's not necessary to have these on-site physical meetings, but we could show together with the customers that we can continue with the different projects, and I only can encourage you to do the same, to focus on your projects and try to find ways, be creative, try to find ways to collaborate. And if you're interested in learning more about our 2020 new projects, wins, etc., then just let us know. we can share much more information than that. So my exercise in the days before that presentation was to make a short selection out of, I don't know, 60, 70 customer projects that popped up last year, and I hope I can share next time a lot of new projects in your area, in your country, with other customers worldwide. So thank you for that. And again, if you want to learn more about the different projects, just reach out to us. We are available to share more information. Thank you.
Thank you, Armin. That was excellent. It's great to see the range of products, and I think it's interesting. I know our attendees this morning range from local government to utilities and infrastructure to national mapping, so again, and to very much similar to what you've been showing us this morning in the examples globally, from the NGA to ports to utilities to all the infrastructure, rail. So again, I know we've people from across that area. So it's great to see Hexagon's range in that area and across that whole portfolio, which again a lot of our customers all come from. So that's excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
I particularly like the Canadian example. I know it was around kind of, obviously from a defence perspective, around kind of nuclear plumes and things like that, but you can really kind of relate that back to smart cities in terms of pollution from cars, or even just from a fire service. Again, we've people on from fire service as well. So again, if there was a chemical spill or a factory went on fire, etc., it's great to know that with sensors that exist all around the city, cities actually in Dublin or in Ireland, that they can do that kind of analysis and kind of predict where that kind of boom is going to go, and I suppose if there's a need to take additional steps in terms of moving people out of particular areas.